Hey everyone, it's Steven Mixon, and I'm going to be doing my election prediction. I said on Instagram, do you want a map or the video? And y'all said y'all wanted the video. So here's my video, and I'll be walking through this election. The way this map works is that we're going to be having these states, we're going to be filling out the states. It's black right now, but it'll eventually be a lot of red and blue. And what happens is we have a solid, likely, lean, or tilt system. So solid is you're going to see a solid color, and that means the candidate's going to win it roughly around nine points or more. Likely is around 5 to 9 points. 3 to 5 is lean, and tilt is 0 to 2. So that's how this works. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, and the election is between Donald John Trump and Joseph Robinette Biden. The first thing I'm going to be doing is filling out all the solid states for both candidates. And we'll start with the Democrats. Washington, Oregon, California, all going to Joe Biden by a very comfortable margin. Illinois going to Joe Biden by a comfortable margin. And Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., and New York, and Hawaii, all going to Joe Biden by a very comfortable margin. Now, Donald Trump's safe states or solid states is Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, the Al District of Nebraska, the 1st District and the 3rd District of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia and Alaska, all safe for the president. Now the rest of these, and South Carolina. Now the rest of these states are all swing states, and this is what's going to decide the election. And these are going to be the closer states that we're going to be looking at the election. Now the first thing, we're going to start up here at the top in Maine. Maine's Al district will go to Donald Trump, as will the first district. Excuse me. This will go to Joe Biden, and Donald Trump will win District 1, and Joe Biden will win District 2. Nothing really in change there. Donald Trump will probably win this first district by roughly around 5 points, and Joe Biden will win the second district by roughly around 3 points. So the first flip of the night is going to be in New Hampshire. Donald Trump lost New Hampshire in 2016 by around 3 points. And in New Hampshire, the pro-Trump governor that's running for the gubernatorial election is favored around 30 points. And Donald Trump has already been saying he's going to be rallying in New Hampshire, and Biden is not going to be rallying. And I think that's going to be enough to get over the top for Donald Trump to swing the state back into the Republican column. So Donald Trump's going to carry New Hampshire. Pennsylvania. I've said for a long time, and a lot of people know this. I've said for a long time Pennsylvania is very important for Donald Trump to win the presidency. And I have said before that he has to win the state to win the presidency. He doesn't have to win the state. And he looked good for a while in Pennsylvania. As we see in this right here, Joe Biden did about 783,000 votes in the primary, and Donald Trump did about 87,000 votes in the Pennsylvania primary. So just looking at that, you're probably thinking, oh, well, Donald Trump outperformed Joe Biden in the Pennsylvania primary. Well, you have to remember that Joe Biden is going against Bernie Sanders in that primary, and some of the polling we're getting from Pennsylvania, especially this one that really evenly, properly did Republicans and Democrats, showed Joe Biden 50 to 48, so about 2%. So for right now, I'm going to put Pennsylvania in the tilt Democrat. It can go Republican, it can definitely go Republican, but for right now, I'm putting it in the tilt Democrat. Virginia is a likely Democrat, likely Joe Biden. The surrounding DC counties, I think Biden will probably outperform Hillary Clinton in those counties just because of the hate for Donald Trump in Washington D.C. and those get a significant amount of the delegates for Virginia for the electoral votes. So that'll be Biden shouldn't have a problem in Virginia. North Carolina, Republicans have actually gained 116,000 registrations to vote for Republicans, which is a significant increase considering that Donald Trump won North Carolina by roughly 200,000 votes in 2016. If you're adding another 116,000 to the Democrats, not really gaining that many registrations, I see a good path for Donald Trump's victory in North Carolina, probably by around 3 to 5 points for North Carolina for Donald Trump. Now, Georgia is a state that's getting closer and closer at every single election. I think Trump will be fine for this cycle. I'm not sure about the next cycle. I don't know who the president's going to be. Who's going to be the president? If it's going to be Joe Biden running for re-election, or it's going to be a whole other system. I don't know what's going to happen. But for the polling I'm seeing Donald Trump ahead by 4 or 5. So and you're not really seeing a good bit of Democrat registration that's going to change from 2016. So that'll go to Donald Trump in the lean column. Iowa, which is up here, Iowa, Trump wins by roughly 7 in my book. Biden had terrible support in the Iowa caucuses. I think Pete Buttigieg won the Iowa caucuses, and I don't really think that because Donald Trump is running against him, it's going to change that much. And I think it's going to be a likely state for Donald Trump in the election. Now, Florida, Trump beat Biden by 4 points in the primary. And we all have to remember that Joe Biden is going against Bernie Sanders in all these primaries. It's one thing we have to remember. Biden did compete, though. He did very good. So he did very well. He lost to Donald Trump in the primary by 4%. I think Trump will win by just over a point in Florida. One of the polls right here, it said that Biden was winning by 0.3. Properly weighted, I think that gives Trump about a 2-point edge, and I think that it oversampled Republicans just a bit, so I think it's going to be about a 1 for Donald Trump, but I think Donald Trump's going to carry it. I don't think there hasn't been that many elections that Florida has not voted for the incumbent. Ohio, Trump outperformed Biden and Sanders combined in the primary, so I don't think Donald Trump's going to have any problem in Ohio. I think Trump by 8, which will be a likely state for Donald Trump to win in Ohio. So as of right now, we're seeing 216 to 216. Michigan. Now, the polling in Michigan has been very bad. I mean, there's been some polls that have shown Donald Trump ahead by 4, some polls that shows Biden ahead by 17. I don't really know what's going to happen in Michigan. What I do know is that Biden beat Trump in the primary, and that is raw votes. And he was competing against Sanders, and he still outperformed Trump in the primary. The only polls I can really trust right now is that and this one that pretty much sampled Democrats and Republicans in a fairly even margin. It wasn't completely even, and it showed Joe Biden ahead by 5, and it had about 5 to 10% more Democrats. So I think I'm going to pull that down. It's about a 3, and I think so. It's going to be a tilt Democrat for right now, and it really could go Trump's way because there's been just bad polling there. But for right now, I'm putting it in Joe Biden's favor. In Wisconsin, the Republicans have increased voter registration from 2016, where Donald Trump won. And the enthusiasm for Biden in Wisconsin is really bad. It's really low. It's lower than Hillary Clinton's. So Trump should be in good shape in Wisconsin. He'll probably win by about 1.5 points in my book in Wisconsin. Minnesota, Trump's riot response wasn't the best. It wasn't the best he could do. It wasn't the best response he could have had. But there's a ton of people just fed up with what Minnesota has done and their Democratic governor and the Democratic mayor in Minneapolis, where I think they're either going to vote for Trump or they're just not going to vote. And Donald Trump did not lose Minnesota by a lot in 2016. He only lost by around 20,000 votes in 2016, and I think that all these riots, all of this defunding the police, all of that is just going to help Donald Trump flip that state into the red column by a very, very small margin. Trump probably by 1 to 2, maybe not even 1. Maybe it would just be 0.5 like it was in 2016. Maybe just very, very close. But I think Donald Trump will win Minnesota. Now, Texas. Texas is a very interesting state. A lot of polls I've seen actually had Biden leading in Texas. I don't know if that's even possible, but the polls have actually that have Biden leading are oversampling Democrats and sampling 20% of undecided voters, which makes it impossible to weigh the polls. And the one poll I did see that pretty properly sampled both sides had Donald Trump ahead by around 8 or 9. Personally, I think he's going to win it by around 6. So I'm going to put that in the likely Republican column. And as you can see, Donald Trump, as of right now, has won the presidency at 274, but we'll continue to fill out the map Nebraska's 2nd district, Donald Trump barely lost it in 2016. Recent legislation polling had Republicans in the state legislature winning by 17. Donald Trump will probably win it by 2 because the turnout for Joe Biden in the primary there was terrible, and I really just don't see Joe Biden winning there. New Mexico is interesting because it's not safe for the Democrats. The Biden campaign is really suppressing the Latino vote right now. It's much closer than 2016, but Joe Biden should handle it roughly about 3 points. So I'm going to put it in the tilt Democrat column. Colorado, bad primary showing for Biden. Bernie won Colorado. And I think that I've always said the Bernie bros aren't going to vote for Joe Biden unless that Joe Biden offers them something, and he has offered them something as he's really coming to be farther left than what he originally was. He's normally a moderate Democrat, but right now he's going really far left, and I think the Bernie bros will come out in Colorado and support him. So I have Biden by 6 in Colorado. Nevada will be very close, much closer than 2016. I think Donald Trump will flip Nevada into the Republican column. Very close, very, very close. Exit polls have showed a 52% job approval of Trump, and it was at 27% approval of Trump in 2016, where he lost by just about 1.5 in 2016. And once again, Biden isn't going to be campaigning at all, and Donald Trump's going to have these huge rallies. I think that Donald Trump will get over the top in Nevada. And in Arizona, I think that a lot of people think Arizona is going to be really close. I think a lot of the polling I'm seeing, this one that oversampled Democrats, had Biden ahead by just about 0.7, where it oversampled Democrats. Personally, I think that the Republican turnout is going to be unbelievable in Arizona, and I think Arizona is going to win. Donald Trump's going to win Arizona by around 4 to 6 points. I really just don't see Joe Biden winning Arizona. It's going to be a tilt Republican, probably around 3 points, but I don't think Joe Biden can. There's a ceiling for Democrats in Arizona that they really can't ever get over, and I just don't think that's going to change in 2020. So the electoral map for July 27th is Donald Trump 292, Joe Biden 246. And that's your electoral map. And I think that Joe Biden can easily flip Florida. He can easily win Minnesota to win the presidency. No problem. But I think Donald Trump will win this election. And it can go either way. It really can. It can go Joe Biden can win this election. So can Donald Trump. And if you want, I can come out with some more videos about that shows worst case for Joe Biden and best case for Trump and best case for Biden and worst case for Trump. If you want to see some of those, just comment down below, and I would like to post some of those if you would like to see them. But so that's my July 27th electoral prediction. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. Thank you.